Good evening, Jankaholics. Welcome to Draft Punks. Just Sam here today because Lorwyn Eclipsed has just dropped on Magic Online, and I could not wait another minute to bring you this hot update to my favorite modern deck, probably my favorite Magic deck of all time, Modern Living End. Let's check this out. I've been so excited to put this together ever since Deceit was spoiled. Just a quick 10-second introduction for those who are not familiar with Living End. The idea of this deck is we're going to cast Shardless Agent, who is going to cascade into the only possible option in the deck, which is Living End, which basically swaps each player's battlefield and graveyard. And we're going to spend the rest of our time putting big chonkers in the graveyard. We've traditionally done this with a bunch of cheap cyclers, and we do still have some of those. But man, the new tech, let's talk about this. Let's talk about Deceit and Wistfulness. So Deceit is 4 and double Dimir for a 5/5, and you can evoke it for just double Dimir. And if you spend double blue to cast it, you return up to one other target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. And if you spend double black to cast it, you get 2 Thoughtseize them. So this is patching a really big hole in the deck. Since the banning of Grief, we've had a massive problem with counterspells and with Consign to Memory in particular, because Consign can counter the Cascade trigger on Shardless Agent. So the way we've dealt with things like countermagic is we just have our own countermagic, including a little bit in the board that we can fight through, but Consign can just be replicated as many times as they need, and we just can't fight through it with countermagic. So Deceit is giving us back a discard option, which is going to be amazing. And it gives us a bounce option as well. So Living End has very often played something like Brazen Borrower in the sideboard, or the big Sky Turtle. So we do very commonly want a bounce effect tied to a creature anyway. And this is just the best version of that we've had. And then in some of the longer grindy games, when they bring in a whole bunch of graveyard hate and we just need to slow down a bit, hey, we can just hardcast this and this will be incredible. So I am really, really excited for Deceit. And we've also got Wistfulness. So this is the same sort of template. 5 to cast, 2 to evoke, and if you spend double green to cast it, you exile target artifact or enchantment they control. If you spend double blue to cast it, you get to draw 2, discard 1. Obviously that draw 2 discard 1 mode is incredible for Living End. That's exactly what we want to be doing anyway. So I foresee a lot of games that are going to start with just double blue evoking a Wistfulness on turn 2. And then we always want artifact and enchantment removal because that's the sort of thing that is going to hate on our graveyard. So when they play a Rest in Peace or a Soul Guide Lantern or a Ghost Vacuum, whatever. So Living End has been playing Foundation Breaker for a long time. I've refused to play that card after a little while. It's so bad. It is a 2-mana sorcery speed naturalize effect, and the upside of it is you might get a 2/2, which is just terrible. So this is a massive upgrade to the point where I'm very happy playing 4 in the main deck, which has meant we're able to trim down on that sort of effect in the sideboard a little bit, which is fantastic. So worth noting that once you're Living End these back into play, you don't get the trigger again. So this is not Grief, quite obviously, but just getting the trigger on the way in, and then the big body when you Living End, beautiful. That's exactly what we're interested in. The other new card that we've got is Jean-Emmanuel Depraz' World Championship card, Formidable Speaker. So this is a 3-mana 2/4. When it enters, you may discard a card. If you do, search your library for a creature, reveal it, put it into your hand, and then shuffle. And then an untap ability that I don't think will come up very often. So the kind of level 1 use for this is we're just going to be able to discard whatever fatty that we've got in hand, search up Shardless Agent, and then go for the Cascade on turn 4. The less obvious use, perhaps, is we're playing a bunch of free spells. This is modern. We can go get a Subtlety if we think that they're about to play a Yawgmoth or an Ugin or something that's really going to ruin our day. Or the one I actually foresee searching up a little bit more is Endurance. This is my favorite art of Endurance on Moto. It's got the weird Windows waiting symbol on it. So if we need to urgently hate on the graveyard, or at least hold up the option for that. So if they're playing Goyo's Vengeance or whatever, and we just want to have that Endurance in hand, that's going to be really useful as well. So we've got 2 Endurance main and 2 in the sideboard. And then rounding out the rest of it, this is more or less pretty similar to the Sultai Living End decks that have been around for a little while. They've fallen out of favor a bit. People seem to really like the Bant version so that they can play the blue-white Cascader as well, which does give you 8 Cascade options, but I have really liked Overlord of the Balemurk. This is just an amazing card. It's amazing on 2 mana, and then in the longer games, it's incredible on 5. Just a fantastic card in this deck. This is the reason why I want to be able to play the black version. I've just been so impressed with this card. And then we also get Troll of Khazad-dûm. I have traditionally really loved Living End with 8 land cyclers. I've gone down to 6. We'll see how we go on that. But back in the Violent Outburst days, I was on 4 Generous Ent, 4 Oliphant. The white version doesn't really get that because the eagle thing is pretty mediocre. But yeah, Troll of Khazad-dûm can just solo a game on its own. That triple menace ability on it is really brutal. So yeah, 3 Troll and 3 Generous Ent for this build. Street Wraith is the only card that has lasted through every version of Living End ever. We're still just playing 4 of it because it is fantastic. 4 Force of Negation is just fantastic. This is a really good Force deck. The other kind of speculative one that I'm trying is Superior Spider-Man, known as Kavaero on digital platforms, because he does work really nicely with Deceit and Wistfulness. Because if you pay, for example, just double blue, double black for Kavaero, you will get both triggers off of the Deceit. So with 4 Deceit, 4 Wistfulness, this does seem actually like another pretty good option for utilizing those cards. So I don't know about this. My feelings this might be too slow, and the fact that it gets Mystical Disputed is pretty awkward. So I have a feeling this won't end up making the cut, but I wanted to try it because it seems pretty cool with all of this stuff. Now, the big question that I'm sure a lot of you are thinking is, well, how are we making the mana work, right? Because we're trying to optimize for double green, double blue, and double black all on turn 2. That's not easy. So I've shaved one of the Surveyor lands to get the Triome in there, just to kind of sort all 3 colors early on if we need it. Don't love having to play a Triome in this day and age, but I think it's probably necessary. We've got 3 Shock lands, 3 Surveyor lands, and 6 fetches, plus the 6 land cyclers to go search up whatever we need. So my hope is that if we can fetch the Triome on turn 1, then we can fetch whichever other thing that we need to make these guys happen on turn 2. That's my hope. We'll see how that plays out. The thing that makes me really nervous is, unlike the standard version where I'm barely playing any basics at all, Modern you have to play some basics because there's Blood Moon, there's White Orchid Phantom, there's a bunch of other things that are punishing to decks that don't have any basics in them. And so, we could just open up a hand that's got Forest, Island, Deceit, and we're going to feel like idiots. So I am worried about that. Plus we're playing the main deck Boseiju because it's kind of obligatory. So it's possible that the mana can be kind of awkward, as good as the mana in Modern tends to be. But we'll see how that goes, and we'll see what we can do to work through that. Nothing crazy in the sideboard. I haven't played Living In for a little while because it hasn't been very good for a little while. I've mostly been playing Goyo's Vengeance. This is kind of just what I'm thinking will be good for the moment. Mystical Dispute is just really good right now. There's a lot of blue decks that are doing a lot of different things that are important to be able to hate on. Harvester of Misery is mostly for Ragavan style decks. Stupid Monkeys just gotta go. I see people cutting Force of Vigor from Living End, which makes no sense whatsoever to me. This card is fantastic in this deck. Worth noting with all of these pitch cards, the fact that both Deceit and Wistfulness are 2 colors is really helpful. But we're a really good Force of Vigor deck. You should definitely be playing this card. I've gone down on the numbers just because we've got Wistfulness now, but we'll see how we go with that. I've never played with Culling Ritual before, but I've seen some players trying it out, and it seems kind of cool against Affinity. So again, just trying this one for science. Ashiok comes in mostly just versus Titan. This is just the card that they want to see the least. And then I've always been very skeptical of this technology. So Inevitable Betrayal is a different suspend spell you can cast instead of Living End, where you get to search their library for a creature card, put it onto the battlefield under your control. The idea is you board this in against something like Eldrazi and try to nab their Emrakul. You can also do this versus Goyo's Vengeance. The Rise of Goyos was the other reason to not play this deck as much. That matchup is absolutely horrific, because when you Living End, you just put their Atraxa into play. So you can do that duke against Goyos and other Atraxa decks as well. Neoform is another one. So in those matchups, we actually just board out all of the Living Ends, and we become an Inevitable Betrayal deck instead, which has the additional upside of dodging all of their graveyard hate. It seems very cool in theory. I found it doesn't actually tend to work out that well in practice. We'll see how it goes. I like the idea of it. We'll see. I've found that Eldrazi players tend to board their Emrakuls out versus you because they're not very good, and so you end up having to just take like a Thought-Knot Seer or something. We'll see how that one goes. We'll see if that one ends up coming up. So this is the new Living End. I am unbelievably hyped to get this going, so let's not wait any longer. Alrighty, first opponent. Oh, it's Young Dingo. Hell yeah. Fellow creator. Alright, how do we feel about this hand? I have no idea what Dingo I'll be playing. Let's bit land heavy. This is kind of a 5-lander with an endurance and a subtlety. We don't even have a surveil land we can grab. I think I'm going to ship this. And now we've got fetch and an Ent and an Overlord. Sounds pretty good. Chuck this living end on the bottom where it belongs. Sounds good to me. No new cards yet, but we can fix that. And we are on the draw. I do have subtlety up, so I guess I'd better not F6. Windswept Heath often means silly creature combo decks. Green Sun's Earth. Okay, we're going to go get a Dryad Arbor. Cool. Let me know how you feel about the card viewer, by the way, friends. Putting this up just because I think it might be a little bit more helpful to some of the people that are a bit newer to Modern, which I know is a few of you. Okay, so now I can either go fetch an untapped land and then Generous Ent, or I can just play the Hedge Maze and play the Balemurk. And I think I like that second option. See what we can find. Land number 4, I don't think we want. We'll find more lands. Alright, over to you. Once again, still got Subtlety up. Pitching Superior Spider-Man to Subtlety is a pretty good use for this card. Pretty good use for most Spider-Man cards, to be honest. Maybe we should play more of the Spider-Man cards so that we can pitch them to pitch spells. That sounds entirely reasonable to me. Aha, new card spotted. I think I'm going to Subtlety that. Partly because I don't want that to happen. Partly because I can just pick up the Subtlety again with the Overlord. So if they pop this on top, which they did not. Okay, so went straight to the bottom. Force could potentially grab another Green Sun Zenith or similar. Okay, I think we're just going to play the Overlord this turn. Now, here's the question. Do I want to go get another black or another blue? Because if I were to draw Wistfulness or Deceit, I would prefer to Thoughtseize them, to be honest. Oh, no, I can't get double black. What are we talking about? I think we'll grab a blue. So let's go blue-black. I panicked for a second, thinking I hadn't put a Watery Grave in my deck. Very smart behavior. All right, let's impend Mr. Overlord. I think a Cascader would be my best find, and we find it. All right, let's go Shardless Agent. Okay, and pass to the turn. Unfortunately, we just milled about half our lands, but we will survive. So we've currently just got a Subtlety, so we might need to... Well, we're going to need to cycle this Ent to find our third land at the moment anyway. I guess I should stop passing, because it is technically possible I would Force of Negation, though I'm not entirely sure what I would force here. Speaker Formidable. Alright, I'm quite sure where to put things, because I've got the card viewer up. We'll figure it out. So they discard Champions of the Perfect... Oh, it's Elves! Sick! Okay, cool. Okay, they go find... Oh, no, sorry, they exiled Heritage Druid. Okay, so they are also trying to do combos. Street Wraith is nice. Do we want to go get that land? I'm just going to pop their graveyard out as well. So they've got a Champions of the Perfect. Whenever you cast a creature spell, draw a card, and a Priest of Titania. So if we swap graveyards and battlefields, they get a big mana dork and a 6/6. So I don't think we want to do that. I guess let's cycle first. Use that to make our decision. And we find Wistfulness. Wow. Okay, that's great. So I guess I Generous Ent for green-black. I didn't mill that one, did I? Nope. Okay, so yeah, let's Wistfulness... Oh, sorry, let's Ent for an Overgrown Tomb. Oh my god, I needed to get a blue land. I'm so stupid. Ooh, no, this exiles. And it's an opponent controls. Okay, I can't do the awesome thing there. So do I want to just double green play this just to put it in the graveyard so I can put it back into play next turn? Or do I want to leave it in hand to potentially pitch to Force? I feel like it's unlikely they can kill me next turn. So I'm going to try and think a little bit harder about what I do next time. Let's go green. I obviously should have got a breeding pool there. That's all. All right. We pass. Still trying to figure out the right way to do this. I've got like my way that I prefer to do it. I don't have that on the board. So let's get the stack from out from under there. Okay, second speaker. Are you going to discard another chonker? Ooh, nice. Oh, wow. Okay, so if we put everything into play, they get to put this into play and then sack it to decipher. That's fairly outrageous. So I actually would really like an endurance here. But we get another Shardless Agent. So if I Shardless Agent, I get back a 3/3 flyer, 3/4, 5/7 food, 6/5. They will get Priest and presumably a full hand and another 6 life. Is that even that bad? Like, are they going to be able to beat a board like this? If they can, I'll just Living End again. So, okay. We're just kind of getting beaten down here, which I would prefer not to continue. So, let's just go for it. Now, worth noting here, I'm not going to do it, but I can cast this Living End. Is that right on top of my deck? Nice. So I can Subtlety my own Shardless Agent, but I will not in this particular instance. Do they want to draw 6? Funnily enough, they do. Alright, your turn. So can they go off here? Because we know they've got the Heritage Druid in hand. There she is. We do still have Force up if they happen to go for a Green Sun Zenith or something. There's Nettle Sentinel. So the way this works is they can tap the Heritage Druid, Nettle Sentinel, and something else to make 3 mana. And then every time they play a green spell, the Nettle Sentinel untaps. And so they can generate quite a lot of mana by doing this. Alright, there's another Champion of the Perfect. Let's just yield to this. Oh, another Nettle Sentinel is a lot of mana. Okay, I think Dingo's about to go off. So what we're really hoping is that there's a lack of action over there. I can use a Force to hit a Green Sun Zenith that's going for the kill. But now that there's 2 Champions of the Perfect in play, I think this is unlikely. So we get to sit here for a little bit. Okay, so that's infinite mana. So unless there happen to just be 7 forests in hand. Ooh, okay, that will probably do it. Because now you've just got infinite card draw. Alright. We won't continue sitting through this. Okay, so because they've got the Formidable Speaker and presumably 4 copies, oddly enough, I think we want Graveyard Hate. Okay, so I think the Harvesters look really good, and I think the Endurances are likely quite good. I would imagine they have Endurance themselves, would be their form of Graveyard Hate. So our Subtleties are going to be good. I don't think I need the extra Boseiju. Could be wrong, but I feel like they're not likely to have Soul God Lanterns or whatever. We can try the Culling Ritual. Seems okay here. So, what are we trimming? I think Pyria seems like a pretty obvious one. And I think Force of Negation is not very good in this matchup. And just run it like this. Ooh, double Wistfulness. Speaker, Subtlety. This hand is fantastic. We don't have double blue for the Wistfulness, but that's okay. We can deal with this. All right, so yeah, we're definitely going to keep this, and I'm actually going to start by cycling the Street Wraith because it will potentially inform what I want to get off my fetch, and I will even do it during my turn because if I find just a raw Surveil land, I will grab that. Thinking. Okay, so yeah, let's cycle this here Street Wraith. Nice. All right. That is very good. Okay, so let's pass here. And I think we go get... There's a Nettle Sentinel. I think we go get Black-Blue Surveil land. Makes the most sense. Yeah, so let's go get Undercity Sewers. And see an Overgrown Tomb. Which I don't think I want. My turn. More lands. Alright, now we're going to get Breeding Pool, I think. Breeding Pool. And then we will double blue cast a Wistfulness. Okay, and we draw these people. What do we want to discard? Overlord. And then next turn I can Speaker, discard whatever. Go get Cascader and take it from there. Alright, sounds good to me. Your turn. Wow, Speaker is kind of determining both sides of this matchup. They attack, and then presumably they will play a green spell and untap the Nettle Sentinel. Priest of Titania. Okay, we're just going to let that one happen. That's fine. And then hopefully we can Subtlety something big next turn. That's not what I was looking for. Okay, so do I just Speaker that into the graveyard? I think so, because I think I want to hold this Wistfulness in hand for the Subtlety. Alright, I'm just going to play out my Boseiju and cast Speaker. And we'll discard this Living End. Go search for Shardless Agent. Pass the turn. Now, if they play Speaker, do I Subtlety it? The reason I might not do that is they may have their own Endurance. But I suppose if they resolve Speaker, they're definitely going to have Endurance. So I guess there's no reason to give them the discard trigger on it. So hopefully they don't have Speaker and Endurance. That would suck. They go for a Quirion Ranger. So going for some mana generation. That's a lot of mana generation. And then they can return a forest and untap the priest. It's a lot of mana. Yeah, I don't know. Can they combo from here? If they play a Heritage Druid, do I need to Subtlety that? Green Suns for 3. Okay. So that can go get... Hopefully it gets Priest, not just put Endurance into play. By Priest, I mean Speaker. Yeah, that's fine. Discard Llanowar or Elves, doesn't matter. They get Drannith Magistrate? Oh boy. Did not expect that one. Okay, well that can't happen. Found our Subtlety target. On top of your deck, please. Or bottom of your deck. I'll accept either. Alright. I'm just going to F6 at this point. It is theoretically possible I would need to Endurance, but this isn't a graveyard deck, so... Not too concerned. Alright, don't kill me. Because they have got effectively infinite mana. They can... no, I shouldn't say infinite. They've got about 8 mana. So they can return the Temple Garden, untap the Priest. Gives them 8 mana total, which... Oh, 9 mana is now enough to... Oh, and they burn the mana. Love it. Alright, no Endurance, please. Ah, they can untap the Priest again. Holy moly, this deck can generate some mana. So do I want to go get a Surveil land before I do things? What am I going to get? I'm going to get a Subtlety, Wistfulness, Overlord, Street Wraith. That's probably enough for a win. But I may actually Subtlety my own Shardless Agent here, so I think I am actually going to fetch. And we'll grab a Surveil land. Need double blue still, so let's grab a Hedge Maze. Oh no, I got double blue. Don't think it matters. Oh no, I don't have double black. My bad. Alright, still learning the colours with this new build. Street Wraith in the bin. And Shardless Agent. Blue. Always be cascading. ABC. That's what I always say. Cast this Living End. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No. Stupid card. Ugh. Okay. Well, I can't do that. So, we just let that happen. Do I want to... Endurance, just to put Endurance into play? That doesn't seem like the... Well, actually, no, I might just hardcast Wistfulness next turn, honestly. So I think I just let them have a Llanowar Elves and nothing else. Okay, you got it. And if we don't hardcast Wistfulness, we'll just evoke it for some cards. You have another Priest of Titania. Alright, the mana is returning. Alright, hardcast Wistfulness. I guess I attack first. In we go. Let's get a little wistful. I really just need to make sure I spent double blue. The double green doesn't actually matter because it can only target opponents' things. Done. Put 2 triggers on the stack. Hey, where'd the second trigger go? Ooh, Subtlety. I like Subtlety. Alright, let's discard Endurance. And it's your turn. This is one of the things I love about Living End, even though they had the nut there, basically, is they had a good draw and then the disruption for me. Living End still wipes their board. And now they're left with nothing, and we've got just big chonkers that we can hardcast once we get to turn 5. And so, like, what are they going to do about this? Don't answer that. That was purely... that was rhetorical. So what are we afraid of here? If they go for another Speaker, I've probably got to Subtlety it, I would think. Visionary's fine. Draw a card. We've got 3, 4 mana sitting here. This Priest is fairly impressive. Maybe I shouldn't have discarded the... No, I had to discard Endurance. Just thinking if I want a Shardless Agent again, I cannot put that battlefield back into play. Another Wirewood Symbiote. Making the manas. Another Elvish Visionary. Well, the same Elvish Visionary. Heritage Druid. Alright, lots of mana. Do you have anything to do with it? Oh, they might. Okay, so we're trying to get things going before... Oh, that's a lovely draw. Lovely draw. So... interesting. Alright, I guess I just attack with everything, and then hardcast Overlord, and then if they play anything threatening next turn, I Subtlety it, and then when the Overlord attacks, I can pick up the Subtlety again, and that should be pretty close to a lock, I would think. In we go. I imagine they just wear this because they're trying to find a win next turn. Something like Champion of the Perfect is a good draw for them. Am I getting punished because I didn't search up that second black source? I am. Damn it! So do I just hold up Subtlety here? Is that the plan? Or do I Overlord? I think I'm gonna Overlord. Well, if I hardcast the Subtlety, I get an attack for 3 in the air. How good is that? What am I looking for with Overlord? Probably just another Subtlety. Alright, I'm just gonna pass. Oh yeah, okay, that's a mega punish for me getting the wrong land. And that's not the deck's fault. That one's my fault. What you got? Nodal Sentinel we do not care about. Oh, I just realized the other line I have available is if I can find another green card, I can Overlord back Endurance. And then use... pitchcast the Endurance and cast Shardless Agent, which should lock things up. So maybe I should have cast... it's tough. Oh, that's a Crater Hoof Behemoth. I would prefer that not happen. Let's cast this Subtlety, which kind of just makes it a problem for tomorrow, but they do need to block at least Wistfulness. I put it on top, yeah. Ooh, and then draw it with Elvish Visionary. They don't have enough to cast it though, right? No. We do find Endurance, but I don't have... No, we can do this, Okay, so yeah, here's what we're going to do. I don't think I attack with everything, because I don't want them to block. So I think I'm just going to attack with Subtlety. In we go. They're feeling suspicious. And so then I'm going to Overlord, pick up Endurance, pitchcast Endurance. And we should be home free. Alright, let's go. Overlord. Hopefully put some good stuff in the bin. Yeah, let's pick up Endurance. Done. Pitchcast Endurance. Your graveyard goes away, please. And then my Shardless Agent. In we go. I would like to cast this card with Cascade. Hopefully you don't have anything to say about it. But I mean, even if that last card in hand is an Endurance, so they can hardcast off the Heritage Druid, it's not the end of the world. You still get to... well, probably slightly negative for me, but... we're doing the thing? Yay! Let's go. So, as expected, Endurance is their graveyard hate of choice. Could play an Ashiok as another bit of just graveyard interaction, plus it stops them searching with Green Sun Zenith, but I think that's pretty bad. So, I like what we've done. Okay, 2 lands, Shardless Agent. Don't like having double Living End in hand, but nothing we can do about that. Alright, you may begin. And I'm getting my F6 value because I'm a little short on time, even though I guess it's theoretically possible I would Street Wraith into a Subtlety or something. Like, no! Attack! Why do you do this to me? Alright, that's a pretty good way of making up for it. Alright, let's play Misty and pass. Jeez. I may need to Endurance myself this game to put all the living ends back. Maybe I was supposed to mull this because it had 2 living ends in hand? This is effectively a mull to 5. You have a Badger Mole card. Interesting. Alright, so what you're telling me is that you have a buttload of mana next turn. Alright, we're going to get a blue-black Surveil into the sewers. Find a forest. Like, it gets me to Shardless Agent, but... okay, fine. Play the forest. Play the Overlord. Let's get all the chonkers and a Subtlety. How about... no. Alright, let's just grab the Street Wraith then. And then I'm just going to cycle that straight away. And we find the Subtlety! That's so good. So there's obviously a couple of threatening cards that they can play here that we will need to Subtlety. Speaker, Drannith Magistrate. But short of that, I'm going to try to hold it for Endurance. What an interesting match. This is super cool. Love it. Pick up the Street Wraith and find the card we needed. So Dingo's got 3 cards in hand. 10 billion mana. No way to draw cards as far as we can tell. Okay. after a bit of a wait, Dingo has decided to crack a fetch. Bold move. I don't know about that one, to be honest. 5 mana? Green Suns for 4. What does that find you? Okay, can't do anything about that. Finds champions. Draws a card. I don't care about Symbiote, I don't think. Like, you can get an extra card draw off this, but that's fine. You guys didn't see it, but I assume the long think there was because there's a lack of action happening on that side of the board. So now down to Speaker. Okay, so we let the card draw resolve. I think no, because if I just let them draw Speaker again, they cannot cast it. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, no, because this is not an elf. Can't tap that with Heritage Druid. So yeah, I think I'm actually going to Subtlety now. Need to make sure we don't time out. I'm always a bit slower when I'm commentating for you fine people. So we know there's a Speaker in hand. Fine. Even if we just get the Wrath here, this is fantastic. Culling Ritual also pretty good. Play Boseiju. Play Shardless Agent. What if there's any argument for letting Speaker resolve? Then they can go find Endurance. We Subtlety it. I wonder. That way we get the Speaker rather than leave it in hand. I do actually hope they don't have Endurance here because yeah, my board is not very impressive. So we're just left with a 2/2 and an Overlord ticking down. They're left with Endurance. But, you know, maybe they go for a big redeploy this turn and then we can Culling Ritual. Chuck a Living End on suspend. Okay, they play Speaker. What does Speaker go find? Probably another champion. Yeah, champion of the perfect. No blocks. Ooh, even though we got the Living End there, I think we're actually in quite a bit of danger here. These the triple Living End. Kind of brutal. And a Heritage Druid. Okay. Endurance is not bad. Okay. Go. Not that we're Living Ending again anytime soon. Maybe I'm supposed to Endurance myself? Probably not. Okay, an attack has been declared. I wish to play this Endurance. I think I am going to hit you. Blocks shall be tended. They play the champions. Exiling another Speaker, that's interesting. So I can Ritual here just to nug the Heritage Druid, but I don't think I will. Ugh. I'm probably going to need to chump the champions. Not ideal. Or I just take 6 and then I'll have Overlord so I can double block it the following turn. I'm not actually sure how we get out of this. Oop, adding mana. There's a Symbiote. Maybe we can just fire off the world's best Culling Ritual. Okay, I mean, that's possible. If Dingo decides to just go for a really big setup turn or like an attempted combo turn. Mana for Priest of Titania. This is all fine. Lots of dudes. This just means more mana for me. Assuming I get another turn, if I can draw Deceit, then I can Culling Ritual into Hardcast Deceit, but it'll have no blue mana. It's awkward. Interesting. I mean, that might just be good enough anyway. Presumably they won't have anything left in hand, though. I suspect I'm not getting another turn, but no point wondering what happens if we die. More ranges means more untapping. So what we're really hoping is that there's just a nice little clump of forests sitting on top of the deck. What else would be really good for us to draw? Culling Ritual adding black and green is a little bit awkward. I guess like a Troll of Khazad-dûm would be fine. So really, I think this is just about can you find Craterhoof Behemoth? And given that every Formidable Speaker, Green Sun Zenith, and the hoof itself is a Craterhoof, I reckon it's probably fairly likely that Dingo will be able to find a Craterhoof. Dingo is a regular streamer and YouTuber, by the way, so if you want to go see this match from his perspective, go check out. Ooh, we are getting another turn. All right, I am just going to let this through because I think it is highly unlikely I'll need to shock myself next turn. Double block with the Overlord is a thing. Can I find another Overlord? That'd be a good draw. Maybe I could draw a Shardless Agent and he'll concede with the with that on the stack. Okay, well, nothing doing here, so I guess let's not attack with Endurance because we needed to block. Let's cast Culling Ritual. Boom! I've never actually cast this before. This is rad. I suppose you can activate Wirewood Symbiote in response to save something. Probably the Heritage Druid. I think that's the only thing to do here, right? If everything goes kablooey, I'll suspend a Living End, because why not? I have suspended... Yeah. What was returned? Quarian Ranger, okay. Boom! Oh, making mana. Just for the sake of it. Alright, black. Oh, jeez. Okay, let's suspend a Living End. Play Verdant Catacombs, and pass. Wake up my Overlord. Ooh, cast Endurance. So I'm going to need to chump the champions. That's okay. We might just die to random 1/1 beats at this point, though. I think if Dingo just passes here. Yeah. So do I crack this fetch? Go to 1? What are my outs at that point? Oh, okay. Attacking with champion. Unfortunately, I can't. Hang on. Where is my graveyard? Oh, did they endurance me? Oh my god. I have an out, I think. Yeah, I think. Problem is I need an endurance as well. So I think I need to, between my draw step and my hit with Overlord, I need to find find the culling ritual again. That's not good enough though, because there's 2 lethal attackers. It's quite funny. So I think I actually just need to draw Shardless Agent, and then I can pick up in... No, because I need to... Yeah. I think that is it. I do not think I can recover from this. I guess I'll pick up Wistfulness. And then this checks me off blue as well. So yeah, not sure what we're digging for here. None of that does the trick. All right, well played. Out of here. All right, round 2. How do I feel about this hand? I feel pretty good about this hand. Yeah, question of how we sequence our lands is interesting. Because we could just Triome into Boseiju into Overlord, but I think I'm going to go Boseiju into Ent. Maybe see what we draw. They lead with Basic Island. We find Wistfulness. I guess that's a reason to play the Triome then. And then next turn I can potentially Ent, find a blue Surveil land, play that. Or just a blue land and then cycle the other Ent. I don't mind that actually. That sounds quite good. Yeah, or because I... Alright, I'm going to play Triome. Close. And then next turn we can either... the fish. Okay. Oh no, I worked so hard for this. You bastard. Okay. So fish is a little bit tricky because they run quite a lot of counter magic. Flare of Denial I am most conscious of in particular. So would love a Deceit sometime. Not that we have a whole lot of black mana right now. If I'm running the Boseiju, I wonder if I run 1 less Generous Ent so I don't run into this situation where I'm going to have to get another partial green land. Speaker can go find a Deceit. Would potentially be relevant. Okay, I think I'm going to play... Well, no, actually, I think I'm going to cycle the Ent and go get a black-blue land. No, has to be black-green, which means I'm really getting nowhere near this Wistfulness. Yeah, alright, let's just play Boseiju and pass. And then we can go get black-green and blue-green. And then we'll see what to do from there. Tide Shaper comes in. Nothing. Okay, I'm going to cycle a Generous Ent. How do you feel about this? I'm going to go get... Now, what am I going to do next turn? Probably play Speaker. So I guess I'll grab my blue-green land untapped. Maybe I grab the black-green untapped as well. Nah, we love value. Value's nice. Value's a lovely thing. More Ents. All right, let's play Breeding Pool. I am expecting this to get countered, but that is fine. Speaker Formidable. That's French for Formidable Speaker, just in case you weren't aware. JD is French. Hardcast, Flare of Denial. Love to see it. Beautiful. Cool. Your turn. This is not a very action-packed hand of theirs. Aether Vial on 3. What is this one? Hexcatcher. Okay. Alright, so I think let's... Wistfulness for... Blue. I could blow up the Aether Vial. Not the most unreasonable thing I've ever heard, but actually maybe I should. And then just cycle these 2. Yeah, I kind of like that actually. Aether Vial's a pain in the neck. Done. So yeah, I can't Living End there because they can counter it. Interesting that this doesn't give you the option, so you have to exile something of theirs. Pretty rare that you wouldn't want to. Yeah, there goes Wistfulness. And then I think I'm going to cycle Troll, go get black blue and play that. Well, maybe I get an untapped land so I can hardcast Overlord. That might be better, actually. Yeah, let's grab Watery Grave. Play Mortuary. Surveil. Street Wraith in the bin. And it's your turn. And so even if I just go for a Shardless Agent next turn, force them to sacrifice 2 other Merfolk, it seems totally fine to me. So we get attack for 6 here, going to 7. Hopefully they don't have a flare. Flare is what I really don't want to see. Okay, because yeah, I'm going to need to shock this in if I want to force them to sacrifice 2 things. So don't have flare, please. Oh, no, they would need to sacrifice all 3 to make this happen. Ah, but when they do that, they will get all of them back into play. It sucks, but there's also not much I can do about it. They don't have an Island Walker yet. This deck has a lot of Island Walkers, but I do have a Subtlety with no other blue card. So maybe no, okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to Shardless Agent off of blue, green, blue. Very hopefully resolve a Living End. No flare, no flare. The kind of hand that they kept tells me that they've probably got a flare, but not much we can do about that. If they do, I assume they sack second Hexcatcher, left with 6 damage on board. Nothing I can do about it. Oh, it's Force as well. Yeah. Okay, well I get a Shardless Agent to block with, which I guess is technically not lethal. What did they exile? We'll check in a sec. Alright, let's impend an Overlord. We are technically alive, so hopefully I can find another Shardless Agent for next turn. I guess that would be ideal. We did find another Shardless Agent, so yeah, okay. Modo. No! Alright, bit of a certified Modo moment there. Had to restart, but we're back now. So we are technically alive here, by which I mean I can chump the Tide Shaper and go to 1. And if they play even just that, I'm going to need to Subtlety pitching my my brand new Shardless Agent. But that, this is okay actually, because I can play a second Overlord and pick up this Shardless Agent I'm about to chump with. Ooh, are we going to fight through this? Maybe. Ooh, they don't have a counter spell. Go away. Alright, that's all I got. I guess if they have another 1-mana Merfolk, they'll be able to counter the Living End, but they'll only be left with 1 creature. So yeah, as crazy as it is, the fact that I'm chump blocking here is actually what's going to keep me in this. Overlord is so good. They don't attack with the Hexcatchers. Is that because they value them that much? I didn't... What? Why? Is there a Convoke spell? Must be a Convoke spell of some kind. Well, I'm going to play an Overlord. I can cycle Ent to get another Ent into play. We grab Shardless Agent. Yes. Need to just double check that I haven't milled my basic forest. I have not. Do I? I guess so. Don't see a reason not to do this. Basic forest. Play basic forest. Shardless Agent. Oh no, they only need to sack 1 thing here. Oh yeah, all of you yelling at the screen just then were absolutely right. Did I mill all of my Living Ends? That's outrageous. I'm playing the full 4 as well. I'm not going greed mode. That sucks. Okay, once again, Harvester good. Disputes very good. Don't think we want Endurance. Don't want Force. I don't think I want Culling Ritual. Like, it does kill all of their stuff, but it gets nabbed by that Hexcatcher pretty nicely. Maybe, I don't know. Let's have a look. Force is pretty good at nabbing Vial on 1. Difficult to use to force through our own stuff, but not impossible. I might be better off just with Disputes. So maybe I trim down on Forces. I might want to trim down on Street Wraiths because they are very aggressive. Keep all of this. Or maybe I don't need the Endurances. I guess it's good against Hexcatcher, so they can't just drop the board back into play. Maybe I'll keep a couple Endurance. That doesn't seem so unreasonable. Cav doesn't seem amazing, but I think I like all of this stuff more. Okay, let's go this. So they are going to have consigns. which we're not a huge fan of. No dice on this one. Not enough lands. This one also doesn't have enough lands. Including the land cyclers, we've got 16 plus 6, we've got another 22. If we keep this hand, if we find any blue source, we can Wistfulness. Oh, yeah. And then if we can Wistfulness, we can find another land, we can Speaker, we can take it from there. I guess if they counter the Wistfulness, that really sucks. I think I'd keep this on the draw, but on the play, it's not enough, I don't think. Well, that's unfortunate. Basically the same hand. Alright, well, we'll just put back the Force and the Living End, I think. Maybe the Subtlety and the Living End? What are we more likely to need to nab? Is it a creature, or is it Vile on one? Maybe Vile on one is the bigger threat. I don't want to pitch cast any of this, though. I think I'll just keep the Subtlety. It's close, though. I guess I have Harvester to deal with a creature threat. So maybe I'm supposed to keep the Force. But, like, if they played Vile on one, would I force it? Like, would I pitch Deceit to force their Vile? Maybe. Oh. A keep. Okay. The Molder 5 is going to make this tricky, but we'll do what we can. And ideally, this does not get Tide Shaped, but it's the blue mana we want anyway, so it's fine. Able not to pay any lives. Hope you can all hear that Australian wildlife just outside. Kookaburra's going crazy. So yeah, if they go for the Vile, I think I will force it. I'll pitch Deceit. I will force it. Even though I really need Deceit to be able to strip Consign. There it is. Go away. Alright. 2 cards plays 4? Alright, they took a mulligan as well. 2 mulligans? Okay. Double Molder 5, interesting. Okay. I will shock that in. Guess I should have let it resolve. I could have double green Wistfulness. Double green Wistfulness? Double green Wistfulness. That's how words work. I'm pretty sure that's how words work. Okay, they're struggling on lands a little bit as well. And I'm going to Harvester whatever they play here. Master of the Pearl Trident. Yep, that's an example of something I'm going to Harvester. Go away. Nope. Dead. Alright, my turn. Blue land. Shardless Agent is good. Do I just double green run out the Wistfulness? Just to put it in the graveyard. That's interesting. My feeling is no. Alright, yeah, I'm just going to pass. Partly because if they play another Vile, or if they play a Ghost Vacuum or something, let's go! Yeah, that's fine. I love making good decisions. Alright, there's a Force of Negation. Alright, let's double green this. Green, green. Done. Wistfulness. Alright, your turn. The Molder 5. And when the Harvester comes back from the graveyard, it will nuke anything of theirs that comes in as well, which is pretty great. Now, if they don't tap out, do we go for it? Just play into Consign. Oh, okay, so they've got a Flare. That's not very helpful. Yep. Drawing the Living Ends really sucks. We've even got Wistfulness to help kind of filter through them. Man, I miss Grief. Sometimes with the Grief build, you would, when you... Ooh. Gonna crack the Mind Spring Merfolk on end step. Okay. Endurance. Okay. So just gonna cash in the Mind Spring for a card. Oh, not cash in. Just to draw a card. Alright, alright. So that Flare in hand is a pain in the neck. Yeah. Land so we can Endurance ambush the Mind Spring. Okay, well, I mean, that's like step 1 of 3. The next few steps are I need to find 2 lands. Hidebinder. I probably need to dispute that. I can't wait for... Oh boy, this matchup has never been good, and this seems particularly tough. They have Flare, Force, plus Tidebinder, and presumably Consigns. I wonder if we're supposed to board out of being Living End. Another Mind Spring. What if we're supposed to board out of being Living End? It does look like they've boarded very heavily, though. Like they're not putting any threats on the board. Land? Nope. Well, we drew the 1 when we really needed it, and now we're sitting here in a little bit of a stall. Just attack with the 2/2, I would imagine. Yeah. And then you're going to draw 2, make a 3/3 off your other one. Nope. Draw 3. Yeah, it's going to be the end of the game, I think, unfortunately. Alright, let's play a different game. Alright. Round 3. Finally, Deceit shows up. And we are actually going to get to cast it on 2. So yeah, this hand is fantastic. I guess I Street Wraith before I Mortuary, just in case what we see on top changes our decision. Well, that's an easy way to win. What do they do? Oh, they mulled into oblivion. Okay. Well, it was nice of them to not wait to see what we were doing, so there's no need to sideboard. Damn, that hand was so good. I wanted to play that hand. This hand is fine. Hopefully it's a matchup where Force of Negation is good. You may take game actions. Montagna. Guess I Street Wraith just in case I find a Surveil land. Would I even play a Surveil land? Deck! Alright. I played just 3 Living Ends for a lot of the time I've played Living End, but because I'm playing Overlord, I think you need to play the 4. It's so likely you'll mill over too many of them. It does, very slightly increase the chance that you draw them, but man, it's awkward. Coriest of Steel Cutters. So I guess this is Prowess. I'm definitely going to force that. The question is, what do I force it with? Probably just the other force. Yeah, so I don't think I'm going to want to pitch cast the other one. Is there anything you can do about this? Now, maybe I go get my Triome here, because then if I draw Deceit or Wistfulness next turn, I can play it. I kind of like that, actually. Yeah, okay. You may have a bobble, which tells me they probably don't have another Steel Cutter in hand, which we like. Yeah, I'm going to grab the Triome. Let's see how this goes. And then if I don't draw anything else, I will troll into a Surveil land. Yep, you may see what I've got coming. Guess what? It's... Draw your card. Come on. You're ruining my suspense. I set that up so perfectly. It's Deceit. We are rewarded. All right, cool. So let's go... I guess I can't guarantee the turn 3 Living End like this, but I want to play Deceit. The turn 3 Living End isn't even that good. And I know it's coming. Okay, so let's go get black-blue, I think. Do need to be a little careful with our life total in this matchup, but fine. What do you got? You have... Oh, that's a new interface. You have Tarfire, Bobble, Lava Dart. Guess I just take the Mishra's Bobble then. Wow, they really needed that Steel Cutter. Yeah, I'm going to take your Mishra's Bobble. And you can go. And then if you don't draw... if we don't draw a land, I can just troll into a Surveil land. And if I do I Living End? Alright, doesn't matter. Alright, so yeah, let's Swamp Cycle this. Go get Mortuary. Opponent. They played the Foothills. Getting some F6 value. Grab Mortuary, so we've got double green. Play Mortuary. And find another Troll, which goes into the bin. And we pass the turn with a Subtlety available. I think it is unlikely that they're going to be able to get us from here. Soul Scar Mage. Sure. You know there's a Living End coming next turn. What are you doing? Alright, here is blue, black, green. Could drop in a Subtlety or an Endurance as well, but I don't think I need to. I would like to cast this Living End. Would you like to keep playing this game? Okay. Finally, the plan comes together after some... There we go. Alright. Alright, I would like to go first. Hayashi, I know this name. Oh yeah, I love this hand. Yeah, this is great. Okay, let's lead with Mortuary. Oh, Deceit on top. I like Deceit. So yeah, I'm pretty sure we'll lead on Deceit rather than Overlord. Just play it a little slower. Montagna, Goblin Guide. Maybe we don't play it slower. That's interesting. I think I like Deceit. I have not seen Goblin Guide in a while. Now, let us deceive you. You have Skewer, Bolt, Skullcrack. Guess we take the Lightning Bolt. Go in. And then... So I guess... Are we going to survive this? They will go... So we took Bolt and they just played Canyon. So, okay, they're just going to Skullcrack us on end step. It was nice that we drew 2... Oh, well, interesting. Do I just Shardless Agent now then? Or if I wait a turn, do I get better? Because if I put it in now, I've only got 7 power in play. It's probably not enough. So I think I will Speaker, discard Overlord, go find a Generous Ent. I think I like that plan. Okay, so let's go Boseiju. Looks like I'm going to need to shock in this Watery Grave, which is a bit awkward. So we go Speaker, always yield, discard Overlord, go find... Kavaero's interesting. Because I could bring it in as a Deceit, bounce the Goblin Guide, take something out of their hands. Is that better? I don't know. I think the Generous Ent is the play. And you can go. All right, when we get Skullcrack down to 13. I wasn't even looking at what the Goblin Guide revealed. Not that it was changing my decisions at any point. All right, so we get Skullcrack down to 13. This turn, I imagine they... Okay, so they Lava Spike us down to 10. Hold up another Skullcrack. Subtlety's interesting. Okay, so then I... Yeah, cycle the Generous Ent. Do I grab basic Forest? I think so. And then play Watery Grave. Do I attack with Speaker? I guess so. Well, it'll put the Goblin Guy back into play, potentially, if they're smart. So, no, let's not attack with... Oh my goodness. Alright. Shardless Agent. Cast this Living End. Get some triggers. The Overlord. What do we want here? Probably just something blue that I can pitch to Subtlety. I could get Speaker. I've nothing that gains life though. Like I guess I could Speaker into another Deceit. I feel like it's unlikely that will do anything, but it's probably better than anything else. So okay, your turn. So we get Skullcrack down to 5. Yeah, and then we know they've got Skewer and Barbarian Ring are their only cards in hand. Okay, so then they're going to Bolt Wave us down to 2. Oh, so I was thinking this was Flame Rift, and we die. All right, that was close. This has always been a kind of fun close matchup. So I think we want Harvesters to be able to take out early Swift Spears or Goblin Guides. Don't want Boseiju, Culling Ritual, Ashiok. Play Endurance just to block. So yeah, I think it'll just be the Harvesters. And then probably trim Endurance. Oh, no. Street Wraith gotta go. Which means I've got a little bit of extra room. Do I want a 3-mana counterspell? Maybe I'll just bring in extra land just to make sure I don't get mana screwed. And then I don't want any of this. All right, let's bring in 1 Mystical Dispute. It's the 3-mana, 3-mana counterspell. It'll come up. It'll matter. I promise. Sometimes you just need to counter one thing because the deck has no card advantage. Okay. Don't love it. I'll be honest. I would like to play first, but I would like lands in my hand, please. Yeah, I like this. I keep. Put back. Troll. I mean, Troll can search up a basic swamp, whereas Ent gives us a food. Which one of those matters more? What's the plan here? Plan here is probably Forest, search up basic swamp, Overlord, Shardless Agent. So yeah, okay. We'll just put the... Maybe it's the Wistfulness then. No, we'll put back Generous Ent. Let's play this Forest. And pass the turn. So my experience with Burn from metas past was playing a basic of each type was huge. It was basically what you needed to win the matchup. Just not needing to fetch shock yourself constantly was really, really big. Okay, so let's grab basic Swamp. I've not seen this before. It's kind of cool. We take 2 classic, and then we impend Overlord. Subtlety wouldn't be so bad right here. There's a Subtlety. Okay, your turn. I think we can assume they don't have Goblin Guide in hand because they would have played that instead of the Ronin. So if they go for the Ronin, I will Subtlety it. Not going to wait for a Goblin Guide. But instead they go for Eidolon. Yeah, still going to nugget. Wistfulness is really good against that. But I just want to get my clock going. I'm mostly doing this so I can put the Subtlety in the bin. I don't actually care about the Eidolon all that much. Cool. All right. Let's go Watery Grave and Shardless Agent. Maybe I should have Breeding Pool there in case I draw. Alright. Ooh, do I want to put the agent back on top? Do I want a Living End again next turn? Probably not. Oh, I can't Speaker. Yield to all. Let's discard this Living End and go get... Maybe I go get Deceit or Harvester or Subtlety. I don't think their creatures matter anymore. So, yeah, I'm gonna grab Deceit. All right, your turn. Cycle the Ronin. Yeah, okay. Speaker being able to search up something to protect yourself is kind of cool. I wonder if there's a creature-based counterspell that we can search up with Speaker. Interesting. All right, still don't love this configuration, especially on the draw, but let's see how we do. I'm surprised they kept Eidolon in against us we don't have very much that triggers it. This looks good. Pop a living end away. Go away. Done. As much as I want to get this Ent in the graveyard, I'm pretty sure I'm going to lead on sewers. Because just finding Shardless Agent as soon as possible is more important. Alright, they keep 7 as well. I wonder if I would have mulled this on 7. Land? Nope. What are we getting? Force of Negation's great. That's what I was thinking I might need to mull for. Alright, sewers. Misty. Yeah, I think I like Misty. Oh, because I'll draw it off the Goblin Guide. I like Misty a lot. Can't counter anything yet. So they go for Taylor Swiftspear. We draw Misty Rainforest. There's a Wistfulness. But I think Overlord is the better play here. You can see how much I'm prioritizing, like not needing to take damage off my lands, and I think it's going to matter quite a lot. Endurance or Kavaero? Huh. Maybe I just leave both of them there. Because I'm not going to play Kavaero, I don't think. So we're just gonna leave that there. Your turn. Ah, they did miss a land drop. So I wonder if oh, they play a Soul Guide Lantern. That's not happening. Nug you, exile this. And we're gonna draw another Generous Ent. Okay, well, I'm gonna Overlord. This one's not looking amazing. Ugh, especially since we don't hit there. Damn. Maybe I was supposed to pick up the Endurance so that I can just block at least. Oh yeah. Alright, let's grab Speaker. Speaker into house. Play Misty. No need to do anything now, so let's just pass. And then I guess alright, there's a Lava Spike. We go to 8, but effectively 7. So we're dead to just every single card in their deck. Yeah, okay. There's a Wistfulness on top. This is not super helpful. So we go to 3, grab Island, cycle Generous Ent, grab a Surveil land. I guess we're missing green, black. Sure, I think there is a 0% chance we can win this. I guess I just need to hope there's like 5 Skull Cracks in the hand. Yeah. Okay, let's go Speaker into house. Discard Generous Ent. Go get Shardless Agent. Play Mortuary. Find Endurance. It's not particularly helpful. Alright, 5 Skull Cracks. Let's go. We'll block. I can't believe it. That's unfortunate. Okay, I would like to play first. A 5-lander with a living end in hand. Don't like that very much. This one I like. Not going to be black casting this Deceit anytime soon, but we'll survive. Hopefully we can find a black land of Street Wraith to play Overlord. If not, we've got Speaker, so yeah. Oh, what do we want to bottom? Might just be the Subtlety. Maybe it's the Deceit, but Deceit's at least a pretty good one to discard to Speaker. Okay, let's cycle. Find a Wistfulness. Here's a Hedge Maze. Land? Second Overlord, not really what we're after. Alright, over to you. Another basic mountain matchup. DRC. Okay, so this is probably another Prowess style thing. Find another Wistfulness. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, this is where the stupid basic here is wrecking us. So I think I am just going to double green play the Wistfulness, which feels real bad. Is it possible that Living End moves away from having a main deck Boseiju? Maybe. I never would have thought that that was allowed. If you'd asked me the last time Living End was good. I think I was playing 3 in the 75 in the Violent Outburst days. Steel Cutter. Good. So yeah, we assume this is Blue-Red Prowess. Bauble. It's a good hand. So yeah, I think just land is really what we're looking for here. Untapped land. Untapped land. I specified. Okay, what do we got? Alright, good. And then I'm going to play Speaker, discard Deceit. I think. No, maybe I discard Overlord. Alright, let's go get another blue mana. So grab a Watery Grave. Yes. Play Formidable Speaker. I guess the argument for leaving the Overlord... I've already got an Overlord here. I'm going to discard Deceit, I think. The argument for leaving the Overlord in hand is if the living end gets countered, then in theory we can Overlord the Shardless Agent back. I guess a deck like this, we might not have the time for that sort of thing, but we'll see. Second Steel Cutter? Youch. Smells a preordain into the bin. There is a lava dart in there we need to be careful of. And I'm almost certainly just going to block the biggest monk token here. None of them are the biggest monk token. So we're taking 7 down to 5. Ooh, more if they lava dart. Take another 2, so we go to 3. Oh, did you just dart the speaker? So we are dead to bolt. Oh no, go to 5 anyway. Okay. Ent is good. So I can just go get a forest. Again, just gonna check I haven't chucked it in the graveyard. Alright, cool. So yeah, let's cycle this Generous Ent. Go get basic forest. Play basic forest. Play the agent without shards. Cast this living end. It's a pretty good one. Bye-bye. Alright. Oh, triggers. I guess we Overlord after we Speaker? No. I'll Overlord first, so I've got a better idea of what to search for. Yield to all. I would like to return Subtlety, I suppose. And then I can Speaker for... I guess I discard Wistfulness? Yeah, I'm going to discard Wistfulness and go get Deceit. I think that makes sense. Deceit. Alright. Your turn. The fact they haven't conceded is a little awkward. Maybe they've got one Lightning Bolt in hand and they're hoping to draw another. Or Bolt plus Dart will do it. Expressive Iteration. Unlikely to get there. Because they're going to need... They find Taylor Swift Spear. And they play Swift Spear. Do I want to Subtlety that? Don't think so. Maybe. Because if I leave them with just 2 blockers and they block, say, Wistfulness, Overlord, then they're taking 3 plus 5 is 8, 9, 10, plus 5 is 17. I do actually want to do this. Yeah. And then I also get to... I'm pretty sure this is lethal. My turn. Yeah, getting access to Subtlety post. I'm going to need to see if I can find a... See if there's a creature counterspell of some sort that I can Speaker for. I mean, Subtlety is probably the best that we've got. So yeah, they make 2 dudes here. And then, yeah, Wistfulness and one of the 5s is the most they can block. So we've got 8, 10, 17. Well, that's even more. Let's... Let's blue cast a Deceit. Blue. Is there anything they could have in hand for no mana? I don't think so. Double Gut Shot, make another dude. I don't think is going to do the trick. Force of Fog would be unfortunate. Yeet. And I'm going to pick up. All right. Not going to make me go through it. Sideboarding against Prowess. This culling ritual looks excellent. Do I want the Boseiju for Steel Cutter? Potentially. Don't think we want Endurance just for Lava Dart. Force of Vigor seems potentially quite good. Harvester seems potentially quite good. Do I want Disputes for counterspells? I might just bring in a couple of Disputes. There's a lot of stuff. Once again, I don't think we want the Street Wraiths. 4 more cuts. Cab is kind of slow. Endurance, I don't think is what we want. Maybe 1 that I can search up. Just so I can, like, take a Lava Dart out of their graveyard. Maybe. Force is fantastic. All the rest of this looks quite good. Do I want to trim a land for this Boseiju? Not really. Maybe I just don't bother with it, to be honest. Yeah, do I want to put one of the endurances back in? It is also something I could just hard cast and block with. I just don't quite know what I would cut. Maybe a subtlety? Yeah, I don't mind that, actually. Yeah, okay, cool. Let's do this. Alrighty, we have a hand. Ooh, I like this hand. Yeah, I like this hand. Not a lot that I would force on one, including Taylor Swiftspear. And then, oh, interesting. Huh. So I could Overgrown Tomb Ent for... Oh, no, I actually can't. I actually don't have another Overgrown Tomb, so I can't Ent and be able to play Deceit next turn. So we're just going to go with the Hedge Maze plan. I'd love a land. Actually, no, I'm going to put a... Yeah, all right, we'll keep that. Maybe they'll play a Goblin Guide. I was going to say, ideal there would be put a creature in the bin and then a land underneath that. Permanent Krakazi Fetch. Find Montagna. Steel Cutter. It's not happening. I think I pitched Deceit. So how much do I want to play around a Spell Pierce or something from them? I swear that my Living End isn't actually going to be big enough. I'll pitch Deceit. And then next turn we will Ent for another Surveil land. Oh, will we? Interesting. Because I may wish to leave up Dispute if they go for, I think that's really unlikely. I was thinking if they go for Expressive Iteration. And even then, like, I think I just let that go and then just hold on to this as a counterspell. So, yeah, I am actually just going to cycle this now. Go get Green-Black Surveil. Play Green-Black Surveil. Yeah. It's another creature that comes into play, but it does give me a little bit of counterspell protection, which I kind of like. Nah, let's get rid of it. Okay. Hopefully they haven't been sandbagging Graveyard Hate. Oh, I love Preordain. Now, let's see if they pass with all that blue mana available. If they do, hopefully we draw an Overlord or something, and then we can just play the Overgrown Tomb tapped, and then wait till we've got Dispute. Ah, Force is interesting. Okay, maybe I just play my island and hold up Hardcast Force. Don't mind that. Seems very likely there is a Spell Pierce there. Give me Violent Outburst back. I want to be able to go at instant speed. Did they just fail to find? That must have been a misclick. There's no way they can have all of those in hand. Slick Shot is scary, but acceptable. You wish to surgical my Shardless Agent. I wish for you to not do that. Oh, the Spell Pierce here, though. I mean, if they've got it, they've got it. I can't, like... I'm not going to pitch cast it and then leave myself with nothing in hand. Seems just as good as letting the surgical resolve. Oh, okay, nice. Okay, guess they didn't have a Spell Pierce. Oh, they were holding the surgical. Oh no, there's no living in the graveyard. No, okay, I don't know what. Must have just been a bluff. Subtlety is good. All right, I am still going to shock this in case they've got something that can interact with me. Blue, green. Anything? What do you reckon? Reckon we cast a Living End? They do have Spell Pierce. They didn't Spell Pierce the Force? Why? I'm so confused. Okay. I don't understand. All right. The Living End for mostly just a Generous Ent, but we get a couple of free 2/2s and we're done. All right. Let's go take a look at the deck. Okay, so we went 2-3, losing to Elves, which I feel like is winnable. I'd be very interested in playing that one more. That seemed like a really interesting match. Merfolk, I think it just seems atrocious. If that deck picks up, we're just never gonna touch Living End. And I lost to good old school Burn, which was always very close. I felt it was slightly favorable, but we're not built for it at the moment. So if that deck's going to make a comeback, we might just need to make a few adjustments, but I doubt it. I think Burn's days are done. So how do we feel about the new cards? Speaker was really good, but it was slow in some matchups, right? Like against Burn, this was just not fast enough, which is predictable enough. I liked Deceit and Wistfulness. The fact that they were a little bit awkward to cast definitely came up a few times. And the fact that they're also a little bit expensive came up, right? Because we've now got Deceit, Wistfulness, and Overlord all as really good 2-mana plays. So this makes me think I actually want a bunch of 1-mana cyclers back in the deck. We've got the land cyclers, but we don't have any Curator of Mysteries or Striped River Winders, any of that sort of thing. So just so we've got like something to do on 1, play one of these 2/1s on 2, and then if we don't have the Cascade on 3, we can play another 2 and cycle a 1. So yeah, maybe we just need to tweak things a little bit. This never came up, and will probably not be in the next build. Yeah, so perhaps we want to try. Finding room is a little bit difficult though. The Street Wraiths were interesting because we were boarding them out a lot because we're playing a bunch of like Prowessy sort of matchup. I can't imagine cutting them all together unless the whole meta really shifts in that direction. So interesting. All right, leave your thoughts down in the comments. I'm probably going to do another video with this soon. I'm going to keep working on this because hot damn, I love Living End so much. So I'm pretty keen to keep iterating on this. So if you love Living End, drop a subscribe, hit the bell if you want to just like kind of make sure that you see when we get all of this stuff, and we'll see you all again soon. That's the end of the video.